Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Jazakumullahu khairan for attending. This is lesson 2. Um, just before we start, I just want to mention I've not been feeling well today. So we're still doing the class. I might just be, if I do something a bit funny, then please just remember that. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with going over last week's homework, because this serves as a revision for everybody. Even if you didn't join last week's class, it will be a revision for you as well, inshallah. Then we will cover the answers of the test. Then we will do the vocabulary for last week. We'll just go over that. And then, inshallah, we will start the lesson. And I think the lesson shouldn't be too involving today. It should be a fairly simple lesson. Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So, homework for week 1. So the first question was, write 2 ways you can tell a word is feminine. Include an example for each. So now you can obviously turn to your homeworks and see if you got your homework correct. So the first way you can tell, and the sort of most obvious way you can tell a word is feminine, is if it ends in this here, a ta marbuta, a ta that has been tied up. So this is a normal ta here. When you tie its ends up, it becomes a circle and becomes like this. So whenever this comes at the end of a word, it is a feminine word. When it joins on to the previous letter, it looks like this. So this is a ta marbuta, is a sign of a feminine word. So ayatun is a feminine word. Jannatun is also feminine. So that's the first way and the most common way you can tell a word is feminine. The second way is if it is referring to a female. So this one means, bintun means daughter, ummun means mother. Although they don't end in a ta marbuta, because they are themselves a female being, it is then classed as a female word. So them are the 2 categories we covered last week. There are more, but that will be covered inshallah in level 2 that I plan to run this time next year, inshallah. Okay, so this is question 1 done. Question 2, translate the following. So tilka al-jannatu, it becomes that is the paradise. The main thing here for lesson 1 was to know that tilka means that is, and so does dhalika, but therefore male and female. This is a female word, jannatun, so tilka is used, tilka. Next one, hadha means this is, or this. Hadha adhabun, this is a punishment. And the last one, hadhihi sabilun. Hadhihi means this is, and sabilun is a way. Happy to move on? Okay. Next one. For each noun in the Arabic terminology slide, so there was a slide titled Arabic terminology, write the Arabic way of saying either this is or that is. So these are just the examples that I did. So the first word was kitabun. Kitabun means a book. So you would say either hadha, this is a book, or you would say dhalika, that is a book. You won't say hadhihi and you won't say tilka, because hadhihi and tilka are both used for feminine words. Kitabun is a masculine word? Good question. So somebody asked a question here in this previous one. Why is it not هذا sabilun? Because sabilun is a feminine word, but it's in one of the categories we haven't done yet. We will learn, there's a few more categories of feminine words. This sabilun is one of the other categories that we haven't done, but it is feminine. As far as I know, this is from the Quran, this هذه سبيل. Okay, anyway, back to here. Next one, rajulun is a man. So it's either going to be هذا rajulun or ذلك rajulun. Next one, qalamun is masculine. So you're either going to say هذا qalamun, this is a pen, or you're going to say ذلك qalamun, that is a pen. Next one, filun is elephant. So you're going to say هذا filun, or you're going to say ذلك filun. Okay. Last one, hey, ta marbuta here. So that means it's a feminine word. So you're going to either say هذه بقرة, or you're going to say تلك بقرة, because هذه and تلك are the feminine ways of saying this is and that is. An easy way to remember هذه is feminine. Look, it's got like a ta marbuta there. Call it a ha marbuta, right? But can you see this is a ta marbuta here? And this is like a ta marbuta. It looks like a ta marbuta here. So هذه goes with feminine words. Okay? And then question 5 was to learn all the words in the vocabulary list. Okay? Happy to move on? Anybody types a yes, I'm fine with that. Okay, fantastic. Excellent. Okay, let's move on. If you get stuck or have any questions, then please, do ask in the Telegram group or the WhatsApp group. Okay, so if you can type the answer. So this is something you should have done. You should have learnt, because we need to learn words as well. What does al-akhirah mean? What does al-akhirah mean? Excellent. Okay. Hereafter, 112 times in the Quran. Yeah. Next one. Sama'un samawatun. Sama'un samawatun. Any takers for this one? Excellent. 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 So it means sky, skies. Next one, al-ardu. Al-ardu. They come together in the Quran a lot. Al-ardu. Excellent. Excellent. So this is your vocabulary, which you also need to learn along with the structure of Arabic, so that you can understand words in the Quran. Samawati wal-ard. Lahu ma fi samawati wal-ard. Samawati wal-ard. Okay? Heavens and earth. Excellent. Next one, al-haqqu. Al-haqqu. What is al-haqq? Good? Good. Al-haqq is the truth, coming about 187 times in the Quran. Khair. Jazakallah khair. We use this word. Yes? Excellent. 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 Better. May Allah reward you good. May Allah reward you better, maybe you can say that. 187. Ad-deen. Ad-deen. Lakum deenukum waliya deen. Deen. What does deen mean? Okay, good. Religion. Obviously, with the Zoom settings the way they are, I can't see everybody's answer, but I'm getting the people answering correct. Okay. Religion. Next one. Rabbun, Rabbun, Rabb. Who is Rabb? Excellent. Lord. Look, about 1,000 times in the Quran. Rabbana atina. Rabbi ja'alni. Yes? So, Rabbil alameen. It's coming everywhere. And I sort of tried to start with the words that we sort of already know. And then we get onto the harder ones as the lessons move on. Inshallah. Sabilun, sabilun, sabilun. Anybody sabilun? Fantastic. Excellent. Excellent. So sabilun is way. We say al jihad fi sabilillah, jihad in the way of Allah. When the poor people, you go to the countries and they're begging, they say fi sabilillah. When people come to the masjid and ask for donations, they say fi sabilillah, in the way of Allah. Adhabun, adhabun, adhabun. Excellent. Punishment. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save us from adhab. 322. Azim, azim. This is a word that people who even know Urdu should automatically know. Azim, fantastic. Okay, great, magnificent, awesome. 107. Azim, great. Nar, narun. Waqina adhab an-nar. Adhab, punishment. Nar, excellent. Fire, excellent. Okay. And the last one, nur. Remember, if it's somebody's name, that means it's going to mean something good, right? People are called nur, right? If you know, oh, that's somebody's name, it's going to have a good meaning, yeah? I mean, it should do. Sometimes people keep funny names, but generally, yes. Nur is light. Okay. But they only keep funny names because they may not know the meaning of what they've done. They won't do it on purpose. Okay. So are we good to move on to lesson 2? If you have any questions, if you're stuck, if you're getting behind, then please catch up, ask questions. Yeah. Okay, before we start lesson 2, one more thing, the test. So the test was done. If you still haven't done the test, then please do it. It's for your own benefit, because the whole point of doing a test is to test yourself on what you know, but very importantly, what you don't know. Wherever you got something wrong, make sure you go over that double so that it sits in your head. So for many people, getting something wrong in their test is beneficial for them, because then they go up and double up on that and make sure they know it for the future. Okay, so again, this is repetition, because we learn through repetition. Right, so now we're just going to repeat now the answers. If you missed lesson 1 or you're struggling with lesson 1, you've heard now the homework answers, and now you're going to hear the test answers to give you some more to make it sit in. Okay, so state 2 ways a word can be feminine. If the word ends in a ta marbuta, and if the word refers to a female. Okay, so we've done this. So lesson 2 is in your booklet. All the lessons are in your booklet. You just have to go to, maybe I think it's page 18, and you're going to see your lesson 2. Okay. How can you tell a word is masculine? So the way you can tell a word is masculine is if it doesn't fall in the female category. If it doesn't fall in the female category, then it's a masculine word. So everything else is masculine. Bear in mind, there are a few more feminine categories we haven't done. They're a very small amount, and we will do them in level 2, inshallah. Translate the following. So these are now from the Quran, okay? Hada yawmun. Because we haven't done yawmun, I didn't test you on yawmun. Yawmun will be the same for each of the answers. It's only the first part I wanted you to know. So hada means this is, and a day was already written for you. ذلك الكتاب. ذلك means that is. So that is the book. تلك الجنة. That is the paradise. That is the paradise. ذلك and تلك mean that is. هذا and هذه mean this is. Next one. هذه النار. So that means this is the fire. This is the fire. That's it. So we're done with lesson 1. We've done with the homework for lesson 1. We've done with the test for lesson 1. We are now ready for lesson 2. And inshallah, today's lesson I think should be quite easy. And then it starts building from next week and the week after, inshallah. Happy to move on? Just need one yes. I'm getting some yeses from here. Yes? Okay. Lesson 2. Okay. So, kitabun. This means a book. You may see it written as kitaban. You may see it written as kitabin. Okay, this ending, how the word ends, this is the grammar part. When we talk about grammar, we're talking about how the word is ending. In most cases, or in many cases, it's this word here, right? So sometimes kitabun will be written kitaban. Sometimes it will be written kitabin, right? Why does it change? We're not going to cover that so much at this level, but I'll just give you a bit of information. Some word that comes before it in a sentence is going to cause the default double here to change. So this is the default. Nouns end in two dhammas, two pesh. That's the default for a noun. And something in the sentence will come, some word in the sentence will come that will cause the grammar of double dhamma to change to a fatha, double fatha, this, or could be this. Okay? But the main thing to know, if you was to stop, you would just say kitab. He would say kitaba, he would say kitab. So the main thing I need you to know for this week, the ending does not change the meaning of the word. The ending does not change the meaning of the word. So kitabun means a book. Kitaban means a book. Kitabin means a book. So a question for you. If masjidun means a masjid, what does masjidan mean? What does masjidan mean? If masjidun means a book, what does masjidan mean? Okay, more precisely, a masjid, okay? Need to write a with it as well. A masjid. So if masjidan means a masjid, what does masjidin mean? What does masjidin mean? Excellent. Okay? It means a masjid as well. So you might ask, what's the grammar for then? The grammar is for something powerful, and it could change the meaning of the sentence, but it won't change the exact meaning of the word. The word is still a masjid. The word is still a book, but something going on in the sentence might change the meaning of the sentence. Don't worry about that, okay? Some of that is level 2, and inshallah level 3 the year after, inshallah. For now, all you need to know is the meaning of the exact word is still the same no matter what the ending is. Has anybody noticed anything different about the ending of one of the words here. One of the words ending looks a bit different. What is it? What is it? Yes. Let's give chance for more people to say. Yes. Right. So you're correctly saying this one, this middle one, has an alif there. What's going on? Where does this come from? And why is it there? So here's the answer. I mean, I don't know why, it's just Arabic, right? But if a word ends in a double fatha, a double zabar, then an alif appears, right? An alif appears there. It just does. So look up, open the Quran, have a look at the end of a verse. Ghafuran Rahiman, for example. It's going to be Rahiman with the alif there, Rahima. And the alif just doesn't appear on a ta marbuta or a hamza. Just alif doesn't appear there, but for all other letters, an alif appears, and that's just Arabic. Okay, I don't know what the reason is. It's just the way Arabic is. Doesn't change the meaning, but when you have a double fatha, a double, zabar, then an alif grows on the last letter, except if that letter is a ta marbuta or a hamza. It's just the way it is. So it answers your questions of why is this alif there. Okay, so are you happy so far? I think today's a quite easy lesson, inshallah. So everybody, are you happy with that? Yes, and if you were to stop there, it would be kitaba, kitaba. If you were to stop here, it would be kitab, kitab. Over here, kitaba. It's just the way it is. Naam. Okay, fantastic. So we've got an iPad user saying naam. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, good. Right. So this is I'd say the easy lesson, the main lesson for today, as well, as apart from the fact that the ending doesn't change the meaning. We have two types of words, and this is just like the English language. We have indefinite words and we have definite words. Indefinite words in Arabic, they're called nakira, and definite words are called ma'rifah. You don't need to learn the Arabic terminologies for the test. You don't need to learn the Arabic terminologies for the test. If you want to learn them, that's all well and good. So, let me explain here what's going on. Let's look at this one. Kitabun. Kitabun means a book. Okay, kitabun is a book. Alif lam means the. Okay, write it in your booklets if you want. Alif lam, when it comes and attaches to the beginning of a noun, it means the. You might get tested on this. The. So kitabun, a book. When you add alif lam, it becomes al-kitabu. Al-kitabu means the book. You need to know this for the test. Al-kitabu means the book. Let's look at this one. Shajaratun is a tree. A tree. Now you want to say the tree. All you need to do is put the alif lam onto it and it becomes the tree. The tree. And without looking at the green, what's written in the green arrow, what's the difference between what's endings doing? Can you see what the endings are doing? Look, the ending there and the ending there. What's happened to it? Shajaratu is feminine because it's got a ta marbuta. But what's happening to the ending? Okay, fantastic. It's become a single ending. Ash-shajaratu. Look, it's not ash-shajaratun anymore. Al-kitabu. It's not al-kitabun. So this is like the first maybe it's the first simplest rule of Arabic grammar. The default is two dhammas. When you stick an alif lam on it, then you drop the double and make it single. So think of it like this. You add some ink here, alif lam. To balance it out, you have to drop some ink here. You added some ink here, and you have to drop some ink there. So kitabun becomes al-kitabu. If you said al-kitabun, you're reading it wrong. We still know what you're saying, but you're saying it wrong. It's like I went to the school, and you say I went to the schoolie, right? You said it wrong. It sounds funny, but I know what you're saying, but you said it wrong. It's not right. Grammatically, it's not right. You're supposed to say I went to the school. So hope you understand that point. Right. If the chat is disabled for some people, it will be because of a problem that Zoom is correcting at their end. But if you go to the chat and you see a tab called Everyone, and you see a tab with a plus on, you click on the plus, select your name, press the arrow, and now you'll be able to type an individual message, and I'll be able to see it, inshallah. Okay, let's look at the next one. Rajulun. Rajulun is a man. When you stick an alif lam on, it becomes ar-rajula. Ar-rajula. The alif lam means the, and rajula is man. And you can see this had a double fatha and an alif. The alif is there because of the double fatha. Now you drop one fatha, you drop one zabar, and the alif will disappear too. Okay? Ar-rajula. Sabilan will become as-sabila, the path. So the main take-home message here is whenever a noun is preceded with al, when there's an al before it, it means the. It becomes a definite word. A word is definite when it starts off with the, and it's indefinite when it starts off with a. Okay? So it's a noun is indefinite when it starts with a, and a noun is definite when it starts with the. Okay? Last one, yawmin. This is an example of a noun that has two kasras on it, two zairs on it. Yawmin, a day, it becomes al-yawmi, the day. Baqaratin, a cow, becomes al-baqarati. Okay? Main thing, the al comes, it means the. And it's going to cause the ending to become singular. Okay? We don't do much grammar in this class, but this is like one simple, very simple grammar rule that we do cover. Okay? So nakira becomes ma'rifa by adding the alif, and indefinite becomes definite by adding the alif. Okay? We happy to move on? Okay? Okay, so now it's your turn. So it's typing time. So I know you'll have the answers in your booklet, right? Because your booklet contains the slides. But please close your booklets now. Maybe keep the booklet open on this page here and cover the rest. I want you now to make this word definite. So kitabun, a book. I want you to add al to it and type it. How are you supposed to say it? Fantastic. Excellent. Good. You don't have a booklet. If you don't have a booklet, then hang about till the end of the class and I will share my number on the chat. I'll open it up at the end, share my number on the chat, and then you can message me and I'll add you to or I'll give you the link to the group, and then you can take the booklet from there, inshallah. The booklet should also be, when this video is on YouTube, If you click on more underneath, the booklet will also be linked in the more section, the description section, and you can download it from there as well, inshallah. Fantastic. So it won't become al-kitaba. Somebody's written al-kitaba. Fantastic. It will become al-kitabu, because whenever you add the, because you added some ink on this side, you need to minus some ink from this side and balance it. So al-kitabu, I mean, that's not the reason why it's like that. That's just a reason. That's the way I'm showing you to understand it and remember it. You add an al there, and the double ending is going to become single. So you open your Quran and you have a look. The second verse of Surah Al-Baqarah, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ. Yeah, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ. It's not ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابٌ. It's ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ. So this is a single dhamma because the alif lam made it single. Okay, so it means the book. Excellent. Next one, baytan. What will baytan become when you add the alif lam and you make it definite? At the moment, this is indefinite because it starts off with the a. There's no al there. When you stick the al on, it becomes the, and then that is now a definite word. Fantastic. Excellent. I can't see everybody's, but fantastic. Excellent. The ones that I'm seeing are good. Al-bayta. Al-bayta. Because the alif lam came, the attached on, you can no longer have a double. You have to make it single. And now, because it's single, that alif has disappeared because the alif only appears because of the double fatha, the double zabar. So, al-bayta. It's already written in the Quran, so you don't have to figure it out, but I'm showing you why it's happening. Yeah, it's already written. The grammar is already written. You don't have to think how the grammar is going to be. It's already written. But if somebody knows the rules of grammar, you can take off all the fatha and dhammas and kasras from the Quran. They will be able to put them in themselves. I asked my teacher, can you put them in? And he goes, yeah. MashaAllah. He's younger than me. MashaAllah. But he went and studied abroad. Alhamdulillah. Right? The easy thing is, it's already written for us in the Quran. Next one. Shajaratin. Shajaratin. Shajaratin means a tree. And I try to stick with those words that come in the Quran, so it helps you with your Quranic vocabulary. Very rarely I will use words that don't come in the Quran. So shajaratin. You stick an alif lam on, what does it become? Fantastic. Excellent. I'm smiling at one of the comments. Excellent. So it becomes ash-shajarati. This alif lam means the, and the double ending has become single. Ash-shajarati. Okay? The tree. So this means a tree. This means the tree. It's the main thing you need to know for this lesson. I said it's an easy lesson. We ramp up next week, cover a bit more than the week after we cover more. But inshallah, it should all be digestible, inshallah. Excellent. I can maybe in the sort of 10-minute break, I'll maybe open it up. There's some people who are struggling to type questions. I'll open it up maybe, and you can type and we can see what's going on. I can answer whatever I can, and then I'll close it up for the beginning of the second session, inshallah. Okay. Siratun becomes a path, becomes a fantastic, excellent, excellent, excellent. Yes, the double can't coexist with the alif lam. So the double cannot coexist with the alif lam. So the alif lam has come. As-siratu. As-siratu. The main thing to know for the test is when there's an alif lam, it means the. When there is no alif lam, it means a. Adhabin. Adhabin. Stick an alif lam on there and make it the punishment. How are you going to say it? Fantastic. Fantastic. It becomes al-adhabi. Al-adhabi. So we get in a question that how do you know when to pronounce the alif lam like al-adhabi, right? But in the previous one, as-siratu. You can't hear the lam in this one. As-siratu al-adhabi. So you can, some letters you pronounce the lam and other letters you don't pronounce the lam. Now the good thing is in the Quran it's already shown, right? But whenever there's a shad here, this one is W, you don't pronounce the lam. This is a tajweed thing, okay? You have such things called sun letters and moon letters. This is not going to be in the test, but if you want to know why, you go and do a bit of research, right? The sun letters, you don't pronounce the lam. The moon letters, you pronounce the lam. Sad is a sun letter, so you don't pronounce the lam. Don't worry about it if it went over your head. We're not going to cover that, but I just mentioned it for people who are asking the question. The question has been asked that why are we not pronouncing the lam? So that's a tajweed thing, and it's already indicated in the Quran. Don't worry about it, okay? So that's why it is. It's maybe because it's easier to pronounce. A lot of the things in Arabic are because it's easier to pronounce, right? Al-siratu. Al-siratu is a bit difficult to say. As-siratu is easier, right? So a lot of tajweed things, they are there because it's easier to pronounce that way on the tongue. Okay, al-adhabi we did. Dhalimun. So dhalimun is maybe a new word. You might have even been called it by your parents when you were young, or by somebody just for fun. Zalim means oppressor. It's like, when you've done something wrong and someone might call you zalim. It's actually a strong word, but in Urdu it might be sort of less strong. Right, so zalimun. Zalim is an oppressor. Because he's doing dhulm, he's doing oppression. So that's an oppressor. How are you going to say the zalim? Excellent. Excellent. Yep. Excellent. So al-zalimu, the oppressor. The oppressor. Alif lam means the. Zalim is oppressor, and it ends in a single. It doesn't end in a double because, as somebody said, the alif lam can't coexist with the double. Alif lam comes and the double is made single. Al-zalimu, main message, take home message is the alif lam means the. Okay? Mu'minun is a believer. Mu'minun is a believer. How are you going to say the believer? The believer? Fantastic. Yep. Yep. Okay. Al-mu'minu. Al-mu'minu. The believer. Single ending. Mu'minatun. So what happened here? A believer, female. This previous one was a believer, male. So how has it become female? Look, this is female. Mu'minatin. Mu'minun. What's made it female? What has made it female? Excellent. See anybody else? What made it female? Mu'minun was a male believer. Excellent. The ta marbuta came and made the masculine word into feminine, especially when it's talking about a person, then the down buta on is talking about the woman there, right? So mu'minatun it could have been mu'minatan, but I chose here to write mu'minatin. So it will become what? Excellent. Yep, fantastic. Al-mu'minati, the believer. Okay, so indefinite here because there's no al, and it becomes definite here because there is an al. Definite is when it's the, indefinite is when it's a. Okay, so now you please don't look at your slides, don't look at your booklets. You tell me what al-kitabu means. What does al-kitabu mean? Al-kitabu, the first one. What does it mean? This is now with definite words, okay? Definite words. It means the, carry on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, some questions, there's quite a few questions that are asked and I sort of read them and I don't answer them because they're sort of separate and just, you maybe ask them questions in the group and then I'll answer, inshallah. Okay. And others I can't see because it's 99 plus. And inshallah, next week, I'm hoping that Zoom would have configured it behind the scenes. It's a setting that they control, and inshallah, they'll change the setting. Right. But even then, there's questions I can't answer because they're slightly sometimes off the topic. Right. Like, what is your age? Okay, good. So, al-kitabu means the book. What does al-kitaba mean? What does al-kitaba mean? Good, good, good. Yes. Okay. The ending doesn't change the meaning of the word. The word still means the same. You could just say al-kitab. You could even drop it. If you're going to stop there, you'll just say al-kitab, al-kitab, al-kitab. Does the meaning change? No, it's the same word. So when you put the grammar ending on al-kitabu, al-kitaba, al-kitabi, the meaning of the word does not change. What does change is the effect that it could have in the sentence, but the actual meaning of that particular word stays the same. See, the Quran is in grammar. It follows the rules of grammar, right? But it's so beautiful. And the people in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, who were the best grammarians and the best poets, they couldn't produce even a chapter like it, right? So the Quran, this grammar is an amazing thing. And it does go deep, but for this sort of level, even if it does go deep, the meaning of the word doesn't change. It's still the same meaning. So al-kitabi means, yeah, fantastic. The book. Okay. So that's pretty much the main thing for this lesson. I'd say it's a very easy lesson just for today. And next week it will just build. So please, if you have done lesson one and not properly, go over it because some lessons will build on the other. And then we don't go back. We just continue going forward. So please make it strong. Just for 11 weeks. After 11 weeks, Ramadan will come and be done. And then we will start, inshallah, level 2 for those who want to, this time next year, inshallah. Okay. I think this is a good time. Maybe it's a good time to have a 10-minute break. What do you say? We're nearly at the end of the lesson, but I think we have a 10-minute break. You can have your teas, you can have your rusks, you can have whatever you want. You can put the kids to sleep. Is that a good idea? 10 minutes now? Or do you want to continue? Okay. Are we always going to get continue or don't continue? I will do a 10-minute break and then we'll come back. We'll complete the lesson I'd say there's maybe only about 30, 40 minutes left, 30 minutes maybe, and then we will close for the day, inshallah. Okay, so we'll do a 10-minute break. I'll see you back, inshallah, at 8:27. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah. Jazakumullahu khairan for taking the time out and in your busy schedules and coming back for the class and doing it on a Wednesday evening. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you reward and show you the benefits of being able to understand the Quran and us all. Okay, so we just ended the previous just before the break, just saying that al-kitabu, al-kitaba, al-kitabi mean the same thing. The ending, the grammar ending, doesn't change the meaning of the actual word. Okay? So this is something new. I don't think you're going to get tested on this, but you need to know anyway. And that is, in English, we will say the description of the noun, and then we will say the noun. So we will say the big masjid, right? We'll say the big masjid, the fantastic car, the fast car, the beautiful car, right? The massive house. So we will say the description and then we will say the noun. In Arabic, you say the noun first and then you say the description. So this is just information for yourself when you're looking at the translation of the Quran. You will see in Arabic, you say, this is a masjid, big. This is a car, fast. So the description in Arabic comes after the noun. Are there any other languages where this happens? It doesn't happen in English. In English, you say the description and then you say the noun. The fast car. So anyone know another language where this is said in? Like Arabic. The description is mentioned afterwards. Okay, there's plenty of messages. So far I can't see one. Okay. I think in French as well. Okay. So this is a masjid, big. So that's the way you're going to say it in Arabic. Show you another example. Or before I show you the other example, it's written here. In Arabic, the adjective description comes after the noun. Okay, we will see some examples, inshallah, from the Quran to further illustrate and emphasize this. Here is another one. ذَلِكَ. We know what ذَلِكَ means. That is. Baytun means a house. We say Baytullah, house of Allah. Yeah? I'm going to Baytullah. I'm going to the house of Allah. We say that when we're going to Mecca. Right? So ذَلِكَ baytun. That is a house. صغير. صغير means small. صغير means small. صغرى means smaller. Right? So صغرى means smaller. It's from this صغير, but صغرى means even more صغير, even more small. Right? So here we can see now, this is just something for your information. Again, the ending of an adjective matches the ending of the noun. Look, double dhamma here, double dhamma here. This is in this type of sentence structure. Okay? Baytun saghirun. Okay, so the adjective ending, grammar ending, is matching the noun grammar ending. Again, I don't think you're going to get tested on this, but it's just so you know and appreciate and know some more information about Arabic and what's happening in the Quran. The adjective will be definite if the noun is definite. So look, this noun is indefinite because it has no alif lam. So its adjective is also not going to have an alif lam. Okay? So the actual noun, again, the noun does not have an alif lam. Its indefinite. So the descriptive word for it is also going to match it by not having an alif lam. So indefinite noun, indefinite description. Noun ended in a double dhamma, then the adjective is also going to end in a double dhamma. And lastly, the gender of the adjective matches the gender of the noun. Baytun is masculine. It's already written in the Quran, but it's just information for you. So the description is also going to be masculine. If it was a girl word, then this would be saghiratun. Saghiratun, the tam al-buta would come here to make it feminine because this word, if this word is a feminine, but this word is a noun, so this word, sorry, this word is a masculine, so this word, its description is also going to be masculine. How did that sound? Good. Are we happy, or have I lost you somewhere in the stratosphere? I'm going to picture that. You guys are happy. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay. Right. So we will see, further on this being applied in the Quran, inshallah. Okay. So when you see this slide, it means theory for this week is all done. Okay. The theory is all done. Now we're going to look at examples from the actual Quran that show some of the information we've just learned today. And then I'll tell you what your homework is, and then job done. Okay, so maybe we'll be finished in maybe another half hour, we're done. Not every lesson is going to be 2 hours, some are going to be shorter, inshallah. Okay, so we're getting some happy comment there. And yeah. Okay, so let's look at this one. French. Okay, I've just seen the French one now. Right, okay. So hadha, we know what hadha means, okay? Hadha, what does hadha mean? You can see the translation, but I want to know, what does hadha mean? Hadha means excellent. Okay, so this. So when I was talking about a male, even if you don't go into that level of is it male, is it female, just as long as you know what hadha means, it means this is. As long as you know that hadihi means this is, that's job done, right? But I taught you the male and female versions so you know what's going on. Sometimes, why is it hadihi today? Why is it hadha today? Because male and female. Or tell me then, how do you know what's a male and why do you know what's a female? So to get all that in your head, I told you what I told you last week. Okay, so hadha is done. Shay'un. Shay'un means a thing. Even for those people who speak Urdu, they say shay, which means a thing. Ajib shay. Even in Urdu, we say ajib shay. It means strange thing. Right? So it's very connected. Shay'un means a thing. Right? And ajib means strange. So let's look at this. Shay'un is the noun. There's no alif lam here. So its description, no alif lam there. Shay'un is masculine, so no ta marbuta here for its description. And this is double, this is double. So can you see? In English, we would say, this is a strange thing. In Arabic, we say, this is a thing strange. We say the actual noun, and then we say its description afterwards. And as that comment said, French also does that, and I'm pretty sure got a feeling there's other languages too that do that. Right? Next one. Hadha. Hadha means, we did it last week. Hadha, this is. This is. Adhabun. We should know what adhabun is. Anybody want to type what adhabun is? Adhabun. Yes. Okay. Yes. Adhabun means a punishment. Why is it? Why is it a punishment? Why is it a punishment and not the punishment? Why? Why is adhabun a punishment and not the punishment? Because there is no alif lam. There's no alif lam, so that's why it's going to mean good. That's why it's going to mean a punishment. Now, what type of punishment? That's the next word. Alimun. Alimun means painful, like we call it torturous, painful. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and prevent us from getting painful punishment. Alim. It's not alim with a ain. It means knowing with a ain, but this is not ain. This is a alif, a hamza. Yeah, it means alim means painful. So again, we can see adhab is the noun. Alim is the adjective, and the adjective doesn't have no alif lam. This one doesn't have alif lam. This alif lam here is part of the word. It's not. If you're going to add an alif lam there, it would be al alim. So this alif lam isn't the definite one. It's part of the word. Alif lam on this word is actually part of the word. Okay, right? So no alif lam. Double dhamma ending here. Double dhamma ending there. Adhab is masculine, so alim is masculine too. Okay, so here we're seeing now the description following the noun and how it matches the noun. وَأَعَدَّ لَهُمْ. So we've not done this, but you can write in your books, wow means and. And how many times does that come in the Quran? Wow means and. Not every wow you see is going to mean and, but when it comes before a word and it's separate to the word, yeah, most of the time it's going to mean and. Right? So وَأَعَدَّ لَهُمْ. We have not done this yet, but it means and he prepared for them. Okay? Ajran. I think we did ajran in last week's vocabulary. Ajran means a reward. Kariman means generous. In English we would say generous reward. In Arabic we say reward generous. Okay, we say the word, the noun, and then its description comes afterwards. So here is another example. No al here, no al there. This is male, that is male. No ta marbuta there. This is ending in a double fatha. This is also ending in a double fatha. And look, remember when I said when a double fatha comes, a double zabar comes, an alif appears? There you go, it's appeared. Over here, it's appeared as well. This is the Quran here, okay? So just showing you that, I'm not making it up and you're seeing it in action in the Quran for yourself. Yes, alim, you could say, if you said al-alim, then it would be the painful. It would become definite. Al-alim, right? The al isn't there though, just alim. And this is part of the actual word itself. It's not the definite al on there. Next one. Inna Allah. So inna, you might want to write this down. We may cover this in the vocabulary later on, but inna comes a lot in the Quran. And inna means indeed. It means surely, indeed. Sometimes you're going to get indeed, sometimes you get surely, but it's basically putting emphasis on it, making it extra stronger. So inna Allah, indeed Allah. Ghafurun, okay? Allah is the most forgiving. Rahimun, the most merciful. So over here we see Allah has a fatha on, right? That's a grammar rule. That's another grammar rule going on. Okay? So I won't go into that. But here we can see two words of description. They both are matching each other. The reason why they're not matching the noun in this case is because inna is doing something to the sentence. Right? That's level 3, inshallah. Next one. Wahua. Wahua we will do, inshallah, maybe the week after next week. Wahua, wow, and huwa, he. Ala. Ala means on. We will cover this later, inshallah. Siratin. Siratin is a way. Okay, so the noun has come. And its description, what sort of way? Mustaqimin. Mustaqimin is the description of the noun. So in Arabic, the description comes after the noun. And we see here, siratin, there's no al. So its description will also have no al. Siratin is a masculine word. So mustaqimin is masculine. It's not mustaqimatin. It's mustaqimin. And also we see here siratin is double fatha, sorry, double kasra, a double zair. So its description is also going to be double kasra, double zair. You're not getting siratin mustaqimun. You're not getting that. And this can help for those who are doing hifz of the Quran. Sometimes you don't know what the ending is, and if you know some rules, you can figure it out yourself. Okay, so that's page one. There's another one. ذلك هو الفضل الكبير. ذلك, we should know what ذلك means. What does ذلك mean, please? ذلك mean? Yes? Fantastic. Excellent. And you got it as well. Yes, that is, that's excellent. Okay, ذلك. That is, huwa. Huwa means it is. Can you see how you don't get it in the translation? Because in the translation, if you translate Arabic word to word, it's not going to flow in English. And so translations aren't just word to word translations, they are more like renderings. They render it into the English language. You have to say it in English in a way that it makes sense. Really, here it says, ذَلِكَ, that is. Huwa means it is. So it's really that is, it is. It's like double emphasis, making it stronger. It's like saying it twice. But you won't get that in the translation because they have to make it in the right rhythm and you have to make it Englishable. You have to make it make sense in English. So they have to, it's not just purely translating words, it's how you fit it in to make it into an understandable English sentence. So over here, it just says that is, but it's really that is, it is. Okay. Al-fadlu. Al-fadlu is the favor. Yeah, you can see the here, the al is the fadl. Fadl is favor. Al-kabiru. Kabir means great. Okay, kabir means great. See, comments are saying. Right, and now look at this. Here we go now. Al-fadl is the noun. Al-kabir is the adjective. Now look here. This is definite. So definite noun now. Al-fadl. Al. So its description is also going to be al. It's going to have al. So it's going to match that way. Second way it's matching. Al-fadl is male. Al-kabir is male. The way you can tell Al-kabir is male, because if it was woman, it'd be Al-kabira. Al-kabiratun. Or Al-kabiratu. So they're both male. And the third way, the matching is this one is ending in a single dhamma. Al-kabir is going to end in a single dhamma. Okay, so these are examples from the Quran of what we have been learning today. The al needs to translate as the. Okay. Now there's exceptions and things. Sometimes there's not going to be an al there and it's still going to translate as the. There's something else going on, and we won't cover that except maybe in level 3, inshallah. Okay. This is for those like me who actually like and prefer this font, because we brought up on this font, and that's totally fine. Both are Uthmani script. It's just this is a bit thicker and the signs look a bit different. And the print in Bangladesh, the Bangladesh type print, is very similar to this one, but slightly different. The sukoons are like, I think they're like this. There's like that sign, right? But whichever one you're used to, whichever one you're comfortable with, just read on that. Okay. Another set of words here, okay? Qul. Qul means, for those who want more from this course, then write this down here. Qul means say. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to say to the people, Qul, right? That's like when it's used. Qul, huwa. Huwa means it is, or it can mean he is, right? But in this case, it's talking about inanimate thing, so it means it is. So say, it is naba'un. Naba'un means news. Naba'un means news. And Nabi, I think it's also from Naba. Nabi is a prophet who brings news, brings information to the people, right? So Naba'un is news. And Azim is great, tremendous. Yeah. Um, okay. So again, Naba'un is news, and then it's description. What sort of news? It comes afterwards. So this is indefinite. This one is indefinite. This one is male. This one is male. This one ends in a double dhamma. A double dhamma. So this one also ends in a double dhamma. Okay. Next one. Wahua. Wahua. And. Okay. Write in your books if you want to. Wow means and. Hua, it means he is if it's talking about one living, right? If it's talking about a person or it's talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it means he is, right? So hua actually means it is when talking about something that is not alive, or it's talking about he is if it's talking about somebody who is alive, right? So qul huwallahu, qul say huwallahu, he is Allah, right? So over here we see wahuwa, and he is al-ghafuru al-wadudu. Al-ghafuru al-wadudu. So here we're seeing two adjectives, and the adjectives then they match themselves as well. They match with each other as well. Okay, so here we don't have the actual noun itself, but we do have the adjectives, and in terms of we don't have the name of the noun, what do you call it? Is it called the perfect noun, or I forgot what they call it now? What do they call that now? Like when you say London, that's a noun. What sort of noun is it? Perfect noun, is it? Okay, good. Definite noun. I don't know what it is. Anyway, so Al-Ghafuru like, is the description, and Al-Wadudu is the description too. And the descriptions match as well. Look, Al and the Al, Ru and the Du, masculine, masculine. Common noun, I think it was, or something like that. Anyway, next one. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqima. Ihdina. We know, we say, may Allah give them hidayah. Hidayah, yeah, means guidance. Ihdina is from there. Ihdina al-huda, that, yeah, it comes from, they come from the same word, okay? Ihdina, guide us. We will cover that later, inshallah, what this na is doing. But that na means us. We will cover that later, inshallah. As-sirata. This is the noun here. As-sirata. Okay. A way. Sorry, the way. Look, you see the here. The way. Because, why is it the? Because alif lam is, means the. So guide us, the path. The way. As-sirata. What type of way? Descriptions come in now. Al-mustaqima. The one that is straight. The one that is qaim. The one that is, straight. Okay, established, like that sort of thing. But here we got straight, so I'm just going to stick with the translation here. Right? We see the noun begins with al, so the adjective begins with al. The noun ends in a single fatha, the adjective ends in a single fatha. The noun is masculine, so the description is going to be masculine. I think we just have a few more verses. وَآيَةٌ لَهُمُ الْأَرْضُ الْمَيْتَةُ وَآيَةٌ وَآيَةٌ. Okay, a sign. So ayah can mean a verse, It can also translate as a sign. And in all honesty, every verse of the Quran is a sign anyway. Every verse of the Quran is a sign, right? So what ayatun, can anybody tell me, is ayatun masculine or feminine? Ayatun, ayatun. Is it masculine or feminine? You can try M or F, that will do. Ayatun, is it masculine or feminine? Super duper. Oof, not a male, not a male. Female, good. Oof, male. Female, female. Okay, so some people have written male, and I think I know why. Because you don't see the ta marbuta by itself. You don't see that round ta. You see this one here. Yeah, it's a joined one. It's joined onto the ya. That is a ta marbuta as well. It's just that when it's joined, it looks like this. When it's joined onto the previous letter, it looks like this. When it's not joined onto the previous letter, then it's just a circle. Okay, so this is a ta marbuta here. Okay, it's a ta marbuta. Are we happy with that explanation? Let me see now. Yeah, good, good. Right. So ayatun, and a sign. Lahum. Lahum means for them. We will cover that inshallah, maybe lesson 5. Lahum. Lahumul ardu. Ardu we have done. What does ardu translate to be? Anybody? Ardu? We did it in our vocabulary, but I just want to hear people. Good. Just want to hear people answering. Good. Okay. Excellent. Um, yeah. Ardu. Right. What type of ardu is it? Adjective is coming now. Al-maytatu. Maytatu means dead. We use the word when we say maut. If you say the word maut, maut is from the same word, maut, death. Okay? Maut. Right. So let's look at this word. The description, let's look here. This is the noun. Al. Begins with al. Look, al-ardu. Can you see? Al. Alif lam is there. So there's an alif lam here as well. Next one, look at the ending. Dhamma. Single dhamma. Single pesh. So its description is also ending in single pesh. Description is feminine. Whoa. The description is feminine. Why is the description feminine? Al-maytatu is feminine. Why? Type the answers, please. Al-maytatu is feminine. Why? Because, yes, round ta. I like that. Round ta. Okay, that's good. Round ta. Ta marbuta. That's right. Okay, and there's lots of other answers. Right, I'm just going to look at the ones that are easy for me to see. Ta marbuta, fantastic. But look at this word, al-ardu. There's no ta marbuta on there. So this is just analysis. Just as long as you know what al-ardu means and al-maytatu means, job done. But we're just analyzing this here, that what's going on? Al-ardu, is that female? Good. It has to be because its description is female. So al-ardu is a female word. So the earth is also female, but it has no ta marbuta. And it has no, it's not a woman itself, right? So it's just one of those words that we have not covered yet, the categories that we've not covered yet, okay? So don't get too worried about it, but when you see meta and you see, oh, it's a feminine, so it's most likely that the word that it's talking about, it's going to be a feminine, feminine. If it's a feminine description, it's going to be a feminine word, okay? So al-ardu is actually feminine, but we won't cover that why until we get to lesson 2, inshallah, okay? Talk about advertising lesson 2, I mean level 2, right? Next one. Okay, يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة. Okay, so يا أيتها means or. It's actually feminine, right? Nafs, what is nafs? Nafs is, it means soul, soul. And like when you say, control your nafs, yeah, they're saying that control yourself inside you, yourself, your soul, right? So nafs is a soul. And look at its description. Mutma'inna. Mutma'inna means tranquil. And we use the word in Urdu as well, mutma'in, which means satisfied, right? Satisfied soul, tranquil soul. Look, this also description has a ta marbuta. So that tells you that nafs, soul, is also a feminine word, right? So feminine is, nafs is a feminine word, right? Okay. I think this is the last one. يَخَافُونَ الْعَذَابَ الْأَلِيمِ. Okay. They fear al-adhab. Now, al-adhab means the punishment because it has the alif lam. Remember? Alif lam. It means the punishment. The punishment. It's masculine as well, right? It's masculine because al-alim doesn't have a down butan, okay? So al-adhab is the punishment, and now its description. What sort of punishment? Al-alim. Al-alim. Earlier we saw alim, indefinite. Now we're seeing al-alim, the painful. So we see al here, we see al in the description. We see a single fatha here, we see a single fatha here. This is male, this is male. Okay, so I'm hoping that this lesson was to show you that the adjectives match the noun and to teach you that al means the and the grammar ending changes. I think a fairly simple lesson today. We'll just see. This is the Indo-Pak font. Same thing. I'll leave that there for a few seconds and we move on to the vocabulary for lesson 2. So you get 2 tests. One is to test you on the theory of what we learned so far, like what al means, al-masjidu, al-masjida, al-masjidi, the fact that they all mean the same thing, and that al, when you have a al, then the double ending changes to a single ending, and the al means the, okay? And then with that, we have to learn the more vocabulary. So nasun, it means human, people, mankind. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس. So it comes in the last surah even, yeah? So I seek refuge with the Lord of An-Nas, mankind. 241, roughly. Yawmun is a day, like Yawmul Qiyamah, day of judgment. Yawmul Jumu'ah, the day of Jumu'ah. And the one we all look forward to, Yawmul Eid, the day of Eid. Lots of presents, lots of chocolates, lots of surprises. Right, fantastic, right? So, ayyam is the plural. Ayyam. It can also mean a period of time. It can mean, a period of time as well, not necessarily just a day. Right? Next one. Look at this. Min and man. About 3,000, over 3,800 times this word is coming in the Quran. The reason why I combined it is because through the search facility I used, I couldn't tell if it was that it didn't take the fathas and kasras, right? But about 85% of the time, min means from. Well, 85% of the time, min is like 85% of 3,800, okay? So mostly min, and it means from. Min Allah, from Allah, right? Man means who, whoever. Somebody might say, man anta, who are you? Man huwa, who is he? So man means who, whoever. Combined over 3,800 times. Ma'a means with. In the Quran it says, A'ilahum ma'allah. A'ilahun, is that a God? Ma'allah, with Allah. Yeah, ma'a. Next one, qabla. Qabla means before. And for those who speak Urdu, qabl is the same word. Qabl means before. So qabla means before. Next one, ala. Ala means on or above. Could mean against, on account of, despite. We have to look at the sort of context of the sentence, but on or above. 715 times. Kabir. Kabir means big, great. And the way that I sort of teach it is Kabir. right? Kabir, big, right? So there's that one done 44 times. Qawmun. Qawmun means a people. And we say that in Urdu as well, qawm. 376 times. Kathir. Kathir means a lot, much. Easy way to remember, you might have heard the scholar Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir, the one who did the tafsir of the Quran. Ibn Kathir. He had a lot of knowledge. So Kathir, a lot. Okay? Hudan is guidance. Huda, Hudan, Ihdina. Hudan is guidance. Al-Huda, right? Hidayah. May Allah give us all hidayah. We say, may Allah give him hidayah. May Allah give us hidayah. Is this word here. Hudan, guidance. And last word, rahmatun. Rahmah, we all pretty much know quite a few of these words. Rahmah means mercy. So that is the end of that. And let's see. This is the homework. So we need pretty much done. So the homework is, how do you know a word is definite or indefinite? So the al and not putting the al. Make three words from the vocabulary. Make three indefinite words from the vocabulary is definite. For the following examples, write three ways in which the adjective agrees with the noun. So we did like, this is, noun is male, this is male. Noun is ending in a double dhamma, so the adjective is going to end in double dhamma. The noun doesn't have al, so the adjective is not going to have al. Right? Like that, do all three. So the whole point of the homework is just to help you help whatever you have learned today sit in. So it sits in when you do the homework. It's a form of revision. And then you revise for the test, and we will have practice revision in the Telegram group, and I copy and paste those windows to the WhatsApp group so they don't lose out. But the answers are already done by the time they see it, but that's the best I can do in WhatsApp. And there's also the flashcards and things like that are also posted for helping you to revise. So please, do check that out as well. And then learn all the words in the vocabulary list for the one we've just done now. And if anybody does not have any questions, then that is the last slide. Does anybody have anything burning question they want to ask? And if they do, I can't see them all anyway yet, sadly. But right. So yeah, I think we'll leave it there. Anybody has any questions? When I post a recording in the group, just go to the comment of that recording, or on WhatsApp, just click on the recording or click on one of the messages and go to reply, and you can type your messages, your questions there. Jazakumullah khairan. I will see you next week, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. If you just want to hold back for the phone number, I will just put it in the chat before I close off the chat. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.